Good morning, Jazeel.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Marie.
Good morning, Marie.
Good morning. Looks like I'm at every meeting now. That's good.
Marie, I got to talk to you offline. I'll call you as soon as I get a chance.
Absolutely. Sure.
Has to do with the apartment. The apartment, you know, who's being vacated. All right, we'll wait a few more minutes for some more people to come on board.
Shirley just said the link's not working for her either. I'm going to reply all and send it again.
Huh. Thank you.
Sure.
That's weird.
There you go. Richard figured it out.
Ebenezer, there's 3 people under the attendees that need to get promoted. It's a phone call, 2 phone calls. One of them is probably Carol Weeks. Martin Collins and Star Senior Center. If it's Lady or Maggie, one of the 2. There we go. Morning, lady. Good morning, Alana. Hi, Richard. We have a special person under that attendee list. Martin Collins is joining us. Woohoo.
Hey,
morning,
Greg.
Yosef. Morning, Yosef. Morning. Martin, welcome.
Good morning, Mary. I got Logged off for a few seconds there, so I'm back on now. Good morning.
All right. Way to go.
Good to see you, Martin.
I'm honored by your presence.
Likewise, looking forward to the first business item. That's
I thought
that's, uh,
so. I
yes,
figured that.
especially we get ready for the 20th Uptown Art Stroll. And thank you, Faye, and the board for sending out the invite to the June 1st opening at the Harlem School of the Arts at 6 p.m.
Whatever I can do. And
Okay,
by the
hold
way,
on, guys. Hold on, guys.
I send it to the entire Brooklyn, Manhattan, all the boroughs, CC as well. So let's see.
Okay, I think we've got most people on board now. So why don't we call this meeting to order at 10:40 a.m. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
Let's do introductions so that everybody knows everybody. I'm Mary Anderson. I am the chair of this Committee for Concerns of the Aging on Community Board 12. Yosef, please.
Hi, I'm Yosef. I'm the assistant chair. Happy to see everyone here. Some regulars and some other types of regulars too.
Richard?
I love your background. Looks very nice.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Richard? You're muted.
That was probably a good idea. Richard Allman, member CB12 and its aging committee.
Vern? Where did you go? Vern stepped out. There's still one more phone call there. I don't know if that's Carol Weeks or not. All right, Dory?
Hello, everyone. Dory Garcia, Assistant Executive Director of ARC 16 for Washington.
Faye?
Yes. Morning, everyone. Faith Florimon, Youth and Education Committee.
Jazeel?
Hassel Monses, founder and executive director of Internal Creations.
Lady?
Morning, everyone. Lady Horn here, Director at the Star City Center.
Did we get the fan in that room? I was looking for it. It's hot.
Martin?
That's true.
Martin,
That's true.
Art Alliance, I'm the Art Stroll coordinator.
Marie?
Marie Garson, a practitioner from Columbia Lactose, doing house call for the homebound population. Washington Heights, Inwood, and now Morningside.
Alana?
Lana Dunner, Riverstone Senior Life Services.
Can't hear you.
Oh. Alana from Riverstone Senior Life Services.
Ilana, we can't hear you. Oh, I
Still?
see. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. It was me. Sorry about that.
Recording in progress.
Carol, is that you on the phone? I don't know. Verna?
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for sending me that link again. I had to do it manually anyway. It wasn't working. But Verna Arthur with the Department for the Aging. I'm the Government Affairs Officer. Thank you.
And Ebenezer, we have Diane Ashley on the attendee that needs to be promoted. Good morning, Diane.
Good.
Can you just introduce yourself?
Good morning, everyone. I'm sorry I had technical difficulties, but from the sound of things, I wasn't alone. So Diane Ashley representing Isabella at MJHS Health System.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Welcome again, as I said, to everyone in the beginning. And we're going to start right off with our first presentation. the International Guitar Show, Youth Performing for Seniors. Dave Florimon and Jaziel Montes.
Absolutely. Well, hello, everybody. Good morning. Thank you so much for having us. Faye, thank you so much for putting this together. Mary, thank you for inviting us to be here with you all. So a little bit, I'm going to talk a little bit about who we are, what we do, and then talk about the intergenerational guitar show, actually, before we international. So that way you get that clear. So internal creations, well, I'm a Washington Heights, born and raised young man. Now living in Florida, but I travel back and forth every quarter, because I can't pull away from Washington Heights for some reason. It always calls me back. So what we do, our organization is a music nonprofit geared towards instilling leadership, self-sufficiency, and life skills in our youth and community members through learning the classical guitar. So a very specific niche there. And the way we provide this service is by providing free of charge music programming to junior high and high schools, and also community centers, and right now churches as well. So we also have a program at Holy Rood Church and also at Annunciation Church on 133rd Street. So one of the main components that we have for our students in our guitar education programs is to complete a community service with the skills that they have acquired. And the way they do this is by performing and also working together with other organizations to be exposed to the work that other organizations do in the community as well. So in this case, what we've done in the past pre-COVID was that we have performed at multiple senior centers, actually in Brooklyn, to be quite honest. The students would perform for the seniors and then interact with them afterwards. So they would, go with their guitars too, walk around, and if seniors had any questions about the instrument or just wanted to strum it or wanted to learn anything from it, our students would interact with them, talk to them about, the instrument, their journey with the instrument. And also, seniors have a lot of great stories to tell. And our students learn a lot from those stories, things that went well, what didn't go well. So there's a lot of life lessons that seniors teach us all the time that we must be open to as well. So it really expands that communication between the youth and also our seniors as well. So really to bridge that gap and understand that there's gold and valuable information on both ends, right? So which leads me to what Faye and I have been planning, and thankfully, with the help of Mary and also the Y, we are thankful that on June 19th, we are actually looking forward to having the intergenerational guitar and performing arts and arts show for the seniors there at the Y. And I believe we're talking about the Naval Street Y, correct? Uptown by Inwood. So with that, between the hours, I believe is 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. or around that time frame is when we're going to have our showcase. And we're also going to be bringing on another organization from Washington Heights called Vocal Ease, whose executive director is Eva Swan. And she does amazing work all the time with the seniors and the senior centers around. So we're inviting her as a collaboration. And then also, if all goes well, in scheduling the dance project of Washington Heights with Heather Godfrey as well, to bring her students to show some dance to the seniors as well. So this collaboration, ultimately, it's an amazing collaboration between organizations.
Can you repeat? I'm sorry. When?
I'm sorry. You're muted again, Rabbi.
Can you repeat when and where that is? I didn't get that.
Absolutely. That'll be June 19th at the Naval Street Y.
Let me just interrupt here for a second.
Sure.
That's not set in stone yet, because you still have to make the arrangements with the folks at the Y so they can set that up.
Okay.
98% sure that it's going to happen.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for the update. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yes, with this in mind, then, with a 98% chance that it's to happen, we get to perform for the seniors and the community members as well, to all just, share the gift of music and the arts within our community. And lastly, I want to make sure that from here on forth, we continue this collaboration with CB12's Aging Committee to continue promoting these events in the future. And, continue building that strong bond between our musicians, our young musicians, our much older musicians actually, and also just the community boards and what they do also for the community and for the community members. So Any questions? I'm more than happy to answer. That works. Too.
You're a national organization?
No. We're specifically in New York. Yeah, specifically Washington Heights. We have programs in Brooklyn as well. So we're citywide, but mostly geared in Manhattan, Washington Heights.
Can you put your contact information? Oh, I'm not seeing a chat. I was about to try to put it in the chat, but.
Oh yeah, I don't see a chat either. I just see Q&A.
Just let us know. Give us an email and a phone number, please.
Absolutely. Well, actually, my email would just be, you can contact info@internalcreations.org. And, for a phone number, I know it's being recorded and broadcasted, but it's okay. 646-244-5819. That is my personal cell number. You can reach me directly there.
We may be interested in further conversation because our organization is opening a brand new site sometime over the summer.
Beautiful. Please, let's talk. I'll be more than happy to assist.
Any other questions?
No question. I just think you're right. I'd give a shout out to Eva Swan and Vocal Ease, who has probably worked with almost every senior center that I know.
Absolutely.
I do have a comment. I'm sorry that I couldn't, at least say something at the beginning, but I believe that Mr. Montes said everything. Mostly, I just wanted to bring the idea that since Mary and I started this, having this at Isabella, many of you already know that many years ago. And unfortunately, due to the passing of, our, dear friends, Betty Lehman, and now the COVID, so, everything basically went down the hill. But I remain hopeful that Isabella, take in consideration this path that Mary and I have already established, so we can go back to Isabella sometime in the near future. I think that what Mr. Montes is going to provide us with, I think more or less we will be sort of a continuation of what Mary and I had been doing. And I think that this is where, the idea came from. Because one of the things personally myself, and happened to be that Mr. Montes also is in the same line of thought, I would say. For me, seniors and young people are at my heart. And these are the population that whatever I do, it has to include both of them. I consider myself very passionate about bringing this intergenerational population together, as I started doing this with the police. And I think that there are other things that in the near future, I wanted to share with you that I'm working on it. But please, I wanted to highly encourage all of you to think about this idea so we can keep our seniors, our youth, together. And in particular, after this pandemic, senior has been, terrifying, suffering so much. I think to bring in something like that, it will definitely lift up their spirit. So let's see what other things we can hopefully, we will do. And Mary, I want to thank you deeply for the opportunity to, for all the help and the opportunity to present this. And of course, all of you that, part of your committees and the colleagues from the community firms for all of you do, and Ebenezer actually for also, hosting this event. So, and Martin, of course, thank you so much all.
Thank you, Faye, and thank you, Jazeel.
One more question.
Okay.
Faye and Mary, do you want to have a further conversation with us regarding transportation for the event?
That would be lovely. Absolutely.
So let's do that offline, okay?
Yeah, because
thank you.
I think Mary froze. Yeah.
You are
I
correct.
guess
She did,
I'm just saying, I'm
she
sorry.
did freeze. Yes. We'll wait for Mary to come back. I'll welcome Shuli and Liette to the meeting, who have now been upgraded to first class. I guess just give Mary one more second, then if we have to, we'll move on to the next item on the agenda.
I forgot.
Before you do that, it looked like Shuli was trying to say something but was muted.
No,
Or she
it
was-
was Diane. It was Diane that was trying to say something.
No, or Shuli was on the phone and she didn't want to tell everyone who she was speaking to.
Possibly. Actually,
Good
I was
morning,
just gonna,
everyone.
I was just gonna say that Isabella obviously remains very committed to the community, and it is for the safety of our residents that we are not yet, as we discussed at the Waikoa meeting about a week ago, not comfortable hosting events again on the campus because we are being extra mindful of the care of the community. So this is not a function of not supporting the community. Our resource center is actively supporting the community. We are actively involved in the NORCs. And while we continue to mourn the passing of Betty, we have not lost our commitment to the community. So just wanted to share that in response to the comments made earlier.
Thank you, Ashley.
It's Diane.
Oh.
Ashley's her last name.
Oh,
You're not the first to
Ashley.
do it, however.
yeah. All right. Well,
Okay,
Would have been
Mary-
easier if I stuck with the family. Well, if my father
Mary
stuck
is
with the
not
family name of
back
Misofsky.
yet. Ebenezer, do you know what's going on? Otherwise, Richard, we might hand over the baton to you. You're the next item.
Ooh, great description.
Anyone? I think we should go with that because I'm not sure how long it's going to take Mary to get back on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll let you. So the next item on the agenda is an update, a work plan for our LGBTQ aging panel proposal. This is a conversation that we started last month and decided we need a little more time and more planning. So for Richard, if you could share with us where we're up to on that.
Sure. I will start by acknowledging that the planning is behind right now. Some just because those things happen. Secondly, it really hit me mid-month that what we're doing is a little different idea, a little different concept than I had started with. All of which is fine, nothing negative about that. But targeting this to senior centers during the daytime calls for a different panel, different use of translation, different timing than a panel on LGBT aging issues for the community. I have a number of calls out there at this point. I haven't started confirmed panelists, unless we count me. At this point, I am working with a couple of people trying to see if we can get one or more local seniors, preferably, if possible, Spanish-speaking seniors, to be part of this. I think that's an important part of the targeting we're doing at this point, but it's not.
Are we still shooting for June?
Yeah, I mean, I think what we come out of this report with is a promise that I will do a realistic update for Mary at the end of next week for sharing with the committee. This isn't the update I think we had hoped to have today.
I'm back
Not
on.
the full one.
I got disconnected there for some reason or other.
Okay, we're good. I played my role as assistant chair, Mary, for a few minutes.
Good.
And Richard started sharing with us where we're up to with the proposal with the panel. Yeah. And the update is that he will hopefully have more information the next week or two. We're still shooting for the June event, but there are more details that need to get worked out in the next few weeks so that we will know one way or another soon whether it's actually going to be able to pull it off. Yeah. Is that correct, Richard?
Yeah, I think the protocol is for me to update Mary and have her share things with the committee. But,
Great.
Okay.
but
And,
that's,
and Richard, I want to once again extend our
Got it.
offer. Again, I'm not trying to pressure you. It's just if having a hospice perspective in terms of caring for the LGBTQ community at end of life and respect for values and preferences and chosen family are helpful, then as much notice as you can give me will help me find the right person. If you can help tell me what kind of role they would fill in the panel. So
will do.
it's
will do.
there, and I can give you, or Mary can give you my direct cell phone. Calling or texting me on the cell is probably the best bet to get me. Just because I have 4,000 emails and I might not recognize your email address.
That sounds familiar. Okay. And I
Okay.
see everyone smiling over that.
And I can tell you that Ebenezer is working on getting the translation services. So
That's fine. It's just, Mary, I
Yeah.
think what I may have said before, humbly before you came back on, is the realization that we need to target this to what works. What's going to be meaningful in the senior centers in Upper Manhattan is a little different targeting than an open community panel.
right. And I mean, we can probably use this as a launching pad for this kind of presentation and work on something more for the community.
As a fellow or sister senior center director, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Just there was a little adjustment to do in there.
Right. It was, we have to start somewhere, and why not? All right. Anything else that we need to talk about this proposal, this presentation? Oh, Lord. All right, so let us move the agenda. And we'll have an update on the senior centers. Julie?
I really have nothing to report because our next meeting is next week on Tuesday, so that we have no new information.
Okay. I have a question to the senior centers. I wondered how the clients are doing in terms of getting their booster shots.
So I can comment a little on that, and maybe some of the other directors can comment. We have, I think, sort of maxed out those that were interested in getting the booster. We have scheduled them. It's a much, much easier process right now. Most drugstores have one or the other vaccine. It's pretty easy to find those appointments for them. What's interesting that I'm noting now, and I'm wondering if the other center directors are noticing this, is that some of our seniors are coming to us telling us that their doctors are not recommending the second booster to them. And what should they do? And my response to them at that point is just, I'm not going to give you medical advice. You have a doctor, you follow your doctor's medical advice. But I'm finding it so interesting. These are not the first boosters. Every doctor that I'm aware of is recommending the first booster. But a lot of our seniors who are looking at second boosters are hearing that their doctors don't want them to get it unless they have cancer. So that's my input. Anybody else wants to jump in?
We're doing the boosters here, and a number of the pharmacies in the community are also doing it. So people are getting their boosters, but I have not heard what you just what you referred to, Shuli. So I don't know.
So I can jump in as well. For Washington, it's the same, Shuli. I heard a lot of our seniors, 85 to 90% of them already have the first booster, so they're not going for their second one. They're saying their doctor said no, that is not recommended, or they're just scared to get it. So they're not going for the second one unless it's mandatory and their doctor will say, yes, go for it.
We are noticing an uptick, though, in COVID cases with our clients. I will tell you that. Thankfully, I'm not talking hospitalization. Symptoms are mild, depending on what you define mild as, but it's definitely something that they say they wish they hadn't had to go through. And I have several seniors right now with COVID.
Mm.
Yeah, and we actually have several staff members with COVID. We're just being much more careful now again, as we, may not have been a month ago or so.
We've been making those announcements, reminding people that, you get up from your table for just a minute, make sure to get that mask on, et cetera.
So just a quick story. My parents, I think everybody knows at this point, my dad just turned 92 last weekend, and my mom is going to turn 92 in September. Their doctor did not recommend the second booster, and my mom ended up with COVID following the family celebration on Saturday of my dad's 92nd, and my sister and my mom, my sister, and there's one more. 3 of us ended up with COVID. But it feels like a cold to most of them, to all of them. The doctor has not recommended the reduce the COVID symptom thing, Paxlovid. Instead, he recommended zinc, vitamin C, and vitamin D. And since mom already takes C and D, we just had to add zinc to that. But it is like a cold, and she already feels better. So the concern is that the second booster for some people seems to be setting off long-term survivor cases. So I think it appears that they're not recommending it for our old seniors.
I find, it's kind of scary, because I think I've heard otherwise I got my second booster. My doctor recommended it. My husband got it. So I'm worried that there's mixed information going out
Definitely.
there. And what is it? I don't know.
Yeah. They don't know.
Right.
Nobody
Isabella
knows.
is doing weekly clinics for both staff and residents to make the latest booster, because everybody is somewhere else in the trajectory of timing, but to ensure that in most cases, the second booster is available to everybody conveniently, and we're educating on it. So we are fully supporting the use of the booster to protect our residents and staff.
So we are too. Richard, you just had a clinic. You want to say something about that?
Sure. The center I'm at, it's part of our Fort Washington, but it is outside the CB12 area. We've had a mix of things happening. We are getting a lot of seniors asking about the boosters. We have heard a little bit of what's been described in a number of ways of people getting advice in other directions. We have had 2 opportunities recently that we've brought into the center for people to get booster shots or catch up on their basic vaccines. And between those 2 events, about 50 people got shots.
Thank you, Richard.
I would say as a provider, I got the questions from my seniors and the homebound. By the way, I have places that I can call. They go and give the booster shot at home, and you can mix and match them. Let's say if you took Pfizer, you can take Moderna booster. I am not pressing them to take it, but I'm not discouraging them either to if they want it. It is for 65 and older, and it's for anybody who has underlying condition, which is most of the older population will have some underlying condition. If they want it, I make arrangement for them to receive it, but I'm not pressing them on it. They don't go out. The staff who comes, the caregiver is supposed to get the booster. They get to be vaccinated. So I'm not going to tell them, just like the flu, you must have it. But if they come to me with it, I make arrangement for them to receive it. That's what I would, that's my take on that.
Thank you, Marie.
Thanks. All right, thanks everybody for updating. I can say I got my second booster probably about 3 weeks ago. Last weekend I developed some cold symptoms, but COVID testing has been negative, so And I'm
Remember,
already getting
remember-
better, feeling better.
Remember, common cold is still a thing. We
Yeah.
can get, and we still get common cold, including
Exactly.
myself got common cold. And allergy season, so not every cough and everything is
Exactly.
COVID, it's COVID. Also, we can get the COVID, the rapid one at home. We can request it from the state. If you're having a big gathering and you want to have everybody tested, feel free to do so. It really takes 5 to 10 minutes to get the results, and then easy instructions.
Mhm. Right.
Instead of having somebody there who have COVID and mingling with us, just make sure everybody get tested rapidly. And still keeping social distancing and washing hands. Prevention is always best than cure.
I have a friend in a nursing home in the Bronx, and I've been going, pretty regularly to visit her. And you have to test before you can go up to visit. So, I get tested pretty regularly, and I've been negative right along. So,
in Washington Heights, when I go around, I see a lot of buses, those quick testing COVID bus. You can just stop by and ask to be tested, no question asked. And the results, they give you the results right away. And again, request the test to be delivered to your home. It comes 4 per pack. And get anybody who's coming to your home for gathering to be tested. That will be the best. Saying thank you for your visit, but no thank you. You can go home with your COVID and stay, get your confinement for 4 or 5 days. And or we'll send you a Zoom link so you can be part of the meeting on Zoom. Yeah. Prevention. Sure, they're not getting sick, they're not being hospitalized, but who knows, they can also get sick and they can also get to the hospital because of COVID,
mhm.
regardless of how many shot people have.
Right. One of the things I did bring up about in the health and environment meeting was about the vans that are providing testing. As a lot of them, you have to do a scan of this thing, whatever they call it, and then answer a bunch of questions on your phone. And seniors have a lot of difficulty. I can't do it because you make one mistake and you've got to go all the way back to the beginning and start all over again. And done that a couple of times and tried to do it, and then after the third time of trying to do it, I give up. So then they won't test you unless you can do that, and they won't help you either. So that's an issue. Said they're trying to work on that because so I just if I need to, I've been either testing at home or going to City MD to be tested. But that that's an issue for seniors. Okay, enough on that subject for now. Moving on with the agenda, I sent out the budget from last year to everyone. I wonder if everybody got it. I sent it separately from the link to the meeting, so hopefully it got through to people. Did anybody get it?
I got it.
You got it.
I got it.
Okay.
I didn't read it, but I got it.
That's okay. I can read off the items. We usually try to start talking about the budget in May, even though it's not due until the fall, but so that people can think about things that they'd like to see added or subtracted or changed in these budget requests. Under the capital items, system-wide upgrade of CB12M area to improve access to connectivity and Wi-Fi. And then we added a new item last year, renovate as necessary, specifically Star Senior Center and Rain Inwood Senior Center to comply with safety, ADA, and DIFTA regulations. And the third item under capital is provide funding to construct affordable, accessible senior housing. The expense items, we added a new one last year, funding for free Wi-Fi access for seniors in CB12. Second item, increase access and outreach to healthy, culturally appropriate food for seniors with medical needs. The third item, increase the expansion in the program expanded in-home services for elderly persons. Funding to provide affordable home care, including sliding scale reimbursement. The fourth item, increase funding for senior transportation programs by restoring prior city council funding and expanding access and outreach. And the fifth item, increase OTPS funding for replacement furnishings in senior centers as needed. If anybody has any comments or anything to offer on any of these items, please feel free. But I think mostly we need to just think about things, and we will have that on the, have this on the agenda again next month. Well, no, we won't have it on the agenda again next month. Probably for our July meeting, we'll talk about it more. That's the other thing, just to plant in people's head, whether we want to have a July meeting. We usually don't meet in August, but we usually meet in July just to kind of catch up and prepare for the fall.
So I'm going to comment because I don't know what meetings I'll be at or not be at. So I think the items on the agenda, on the last year's, are excellent. I think we should be aware that the hotel that's just opening on 181st and Amsterdam is going to be having some Wi-Fi accessibility, and they were going to provide a map of the area that it'll cover. But I would imagine it'll be a circle around that building. So just be mindful that that is coming in a non-governmental way. I think that we should press Housing and Human Services Committee to make sure that they're on board with the affordable housing.
Mhm.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. We can't have it on both budgets though. And they agreed last year to keep it on our budget, so.
But you want them to comment on support
Right.
because it's a critical need, and we have very, very little senior housing in our community. We have many, many seniors. Most of them are in walk-ups, and
Right.
that's a real problem, as you know. So I think, pushing them to speak about it when we're doing the budget planning is really vital.
Right. Anybody else? Okay, moving right along. Ideas for future presentations. Please keep that in mind and let me know if you have anything. I do have a request from the Friendly Voices program to do a presentation. I was thinking of that for July, possibly. Yes, Richard.
Are we meeting in July?
If we're meeting in July, right.
Oh,
Do we want to make a decision about that now? Because June may be, filled with the presentation of the panel discussion.
I'm pretty open to it. Though
I'm
it's a
sorry?
standard, personally pretty open to it. It is a
Okay.
standard community board question.
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Any other committee members? Joseph.
I don't have anything off the top of my head.
July meeting is what I'm interested.
Or whether
in.
you would want one or not.
Yeah.
I think usually we do these things as depending on what we're up to, the need. I would say that's the right word. If there's a need, so then it would make sense.
Then I would recommend to hold the speaker for the fall. That's going to be an ongoing program for DIFTA anyway.
Yeah.
That way, if we're meeting out of need, we'll meet. And if we're not, we're not, but we're not going to obligate somebody to meet.
Okay.
And also, didn't Jocelyn Menaja wanted to present again from the DA's office? She spoke to
For
you about-
Waikoa.
Oh, okay.
She wants to actually bring the DA to Waikoa.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mary's Verna, I have a quick question. You had already put in the request for the presenter on the
No, I haven't. I got an email
okay.
from I got an email through Ebenezer, actually. She notified the board and he's, forwarded that information to me. So,
Okay, all right, just checking.
yeah. Okay. All right. Any other new business? Going once, going twice. Old business, I think we've taken care of probably.
Well,
Go ahead.
thank you, Mary. Yes, well, there is a Know Your Rights event on May 19 at the Annunciation Church, which is located at 88 Convent Avenue. This is right by a corner, 131st and Convent Avenue. So we will be discussing the immigration law, things that are potentially coming. And I think people will benefit from that event. They also go into disclosure available resources in terms of people filing their citizenship application for free and other immigration services that are free to the community that perhaps some folks they're not necessarily aware of. So this is May 19, which is a Thursday, from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. I can send you the flyer, or I can contact you to send you I will send you the flyer so you can share it to your folks.
Okay.
Faye, are they also broadcasting it via Zoom?
Actually, we had not thought about that. That's a good idea, but it must be in person, yes. But that would be
At least for the presentation piece, because some of our seniors are pretty better. I shouldn't say pretty good. I should say better at joining virtual meetings. And I think at least for the information piece, that would be valuable.
I also wanted to, since you already say that, actually it made me think about for the Youth and Education Committee this Monday, we're going to have a mayor office from Immigration Affairs. So anyone, or this is virtual, I highly encourage folks to, if they have any questions. So we're going to be introducing the new representative, because since the mayor, started, they is still making changes in the personnel, new staff, but they're going to speak about immigrations and many other resources, such as people who are interested in having an ID or apply for ID, and other free resources also that, all available to the community as well. So I highly encourage that you may spread the word when the board send the agenda sometime, probably today, I hope so, because I'm still working on the agenda. So, but we're gonna have a mayor office on board on Monday. Yes, and this is it. Thank you so much, all.
All right. Any other announcements?
Mary?
Yes, Lilia.
Hi.
Mary?
I just wanted to say, I'm not sure if you guys, if you mentioned this already, but the cooling assistant program is open. It opened this Monday, May 2nd until August 31st, but it's first come, first serve, and it's based on eligibility. Applications are online this year. They will not be mailing applications like they were doing it before. So I can send you this information. If anyone has an issue, with technology completing these applications, my program can assist in completing the applications.
Okay, thank you.
This is Verna. I just want to add a little to what I didn't really notice who made that announcement. Just to say for those who are not aware that the governor has announced an increase of $15 million to the home energy program. For those who are not aware, and from its beginning, well, it began on May 2nd and it's extended through August 31st or until funding is no longer. The link for persons to get on in order to obtain that information is access.nyc.gov. Thanks.
Thank you.
Martin is trying to speak, Mary.
I'm sorry.
Martin
I'm sorry, Martin, go ahead.
Very briefly, I just wanted to give a very brief update from the Northern Manhattan Arts Alliance. The 20th Uptown Art Stroll in Washington Heights, Inwood, and West Harlem will begin on Wednesday, June 1st from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Harlem School of the Arts on St. Nicholas Avenue, just north of 141st Street. And then throughout the entire month of June, from 135th to 220th Street, there are scores of events, exhibitions, and open studios. They're all on our calendar on our website. We'll also be distributing 10,000 guides starting in about 2 weeks from 125th Street north to 220th Street. So they'll be also available in the lobby at the entrance to the board office on 166th and St. Nick. On the website, it's nomaanyc.org. The closing will be on Thursday, June 30th, same time, 6 to 8 p.m. That'll be at the outdoor and indoor area of the United Palace on 175th Street and Broadway. We have a number of calls for art throughout the community. You can see all of those details on our website at nomanyc.org. For those of us who are jazz fans, we have a pre-stroll event at the Harlem School of the Arts on Tuesday, May 17th at 7:30 p.m. with multifaceted American jazz pianist and composer Emmett Cohen, live with his trio. That's Tuesday, May 17th at 7:30. There is a seating capacity of 150. Tickets are recommended and they're going quickly. We had 60 sold as of noon yesterday. And finally, Women in the Heights, our exhibition with 39 Uptown artists. You can see that exhibition at NOMA, 4140 Broadway and West 176th Street during gallery hours, which are 1 to 5 p.m. Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday through May 14th. I'll forward that to Mary and to Joseph for the minutes and to share.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
See, that's why we need you at our meetings to announce these activities that go on in the community. All right.
Mary, I'll also send you an email regarding CPR on the Washington Heights.
Okay.
It's for everybody. Check your email and see if you want to share that during the meeting. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else from anybody?
Where are you finding this?
In the back of the clipboard. It confuses me, so I have to take it out. And that's 2 days.
I suspect it's the high
Richard.
school student who's been here.
Richard,
Training should be.
you need to be on mute if you're going to talk to somebody else.
Either you got to share what you're talking about or
put it on mute.
Right. All right. Because we don't want to miss anything, you know.
Sign-in sheets? Okay.
The agenda obviously has an error. I forgot to change the next meeting date. Next meeting date will be June 2nd, right, Richard? We should have that. June 2nd, yes. At 1 p.m. Unless we have to cancel anything, but I don't think we will. We will have it at 1 o'clock anyway. It's scheduled that way. So we will proceed. Anything else, anybody? It's early, we still have time on Zoom. But I'm sure people would appreciate getting a half an hour extra to do other things.
I'll take the gift. It's actually today we celebrate, and in Israel we celebrate the 74th year of the establishment of the State of Israel. And there's a lot of activities on the Yeshiva University campus last night and today. So I would just wanted to mention that. And I would take the extra half an hour to go downstairs and see a little bit what's going on campus. So.
All right, enjoy.
Just a quick question. You say June 2nd
Yes,
at 10:30 or 1 o'clock, I heard.
1 o'clock,
That's
1 p.m.
That's what we decided
We
last
want the
meeting.
senior centers zoomed
Okay.
into our meeting for the presentation.
okay. All right, I'm not sure. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we have a motion to adjourn.
Seconded. Yeah.
So we will adjourn this meeting at 11:30 a.m.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day
Thank you all.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Thank you. all.
Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day. Take
Cool.
care. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.